Ukrainians are scamming Ukrainians in Canada. Guys, this is the most disappointing and video that I didn't really want to make, but I feel that I have a moral obligation to all Ukrainians and even guys, Canadians and other countries to know that this is happening. This is for educational purposes because unfortunately there has been a lot of people who came to Canada because of the entire situation in Ukraine, and that's where I was born, that's where I was basically raised, guys. I'm originally from Ukraine. I came here like 12 years ago almost, and now I'm seeing this and I am honestly deeply disappointed by what is happening, and it's been happening since the entire situation back there started. And I see things, it's really bad, and I am really, guys, it's a disgraceful topic to cover, but I'll have to cover it because I just want those Ukrainians who are in Canada, who speak English, and because of this I'll make another video on the same topic in Russian, so that Ukrainians who don't speak English also know about the things. I feel like I have to make a bunch of videos to explain to people so they don't get scammed or they don't get cheated in Canada. And it is one thing that immigrants have a track of doing through the history, I believe, you know, like cheating newcomers into, you know, and taking advantage of them. That's basically what I call cheating, taking advantage of them, like underpaying, or, you know, overcharging, and let's say lying. I think that all of that is a scam. And I want to cover, guys, what is happening. It's really disgraceful that this is happening, and I know probably Canadian community doesn't even know that this is happening, but let me bring this up to you on this topic, and hopefully it's going to help. I'm just going to tell you what is happening, and hopefully it's going to help a lot of, if you have Ukrainian friends, share this video with them, tell them, and help them out, like, because they are new to this country and they have no idea, and there is literally thousands and thousands of them here in Canada that are going through this, and they even don't have a clue. They're a new country, they're terrified, and they're cheated and lied to. Anyways, guys, what's up and welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here. Now let's talk about it. I cannot believe I'm making this video, guys. So, okay, when the entire situation started in Ukraine, I brought my parents to Canada, right? And then my mother was here, and I had to go to an embassy, to Ukrainian embassy. Guess what happened in the Ukrainian embassy? Well, the lines. So you had to book an appointment in Edmonton in Ukrainian embassy, and I went to book an appointment because my mother needed to extend her Ukrainian passport and get some documents done, some attorney generals and other documents to be signed by, well, by the counselor or ambassador of Ukraine in Canada. That needs to be done there. So there's a lineup, waiting time 3 months, and it was artificially created by Ukrainians who were selling their spots on Facebook. So if you want to get ahead of the line, if you have some urgent documents to be done, you gotta pay money to somebody who doesn't have any documents or business to do in the Ukrainian embassy. They just took a spot. Just because of the entire situation, because people are running away from all the events there. I just don't want to mention the names because this video is not going to be shown to many people if I keep on saying what is happening there. You know what's happening there, okay? So, yeah, I just want people to see this video so they get educated. So, they were selling their places in a queue to get the documents done, and if you wanted to get ahead of time, you have to go to that Ukrainian guy who booked up a bunch of appointments and sells them on Facebook, and they'll, for a couple of $100, you get a spot to get your documents done. And that happened when happened years back. They even started opening criminal cases against those Ukrainians who did it back home. But they are in Canada, they can do nothing here for them. So that was number one thing. Now, guess what is happening to Ukrainians coming to Canada? Guys, there is an entire, there is a bunch of Ukrainians right now complaining to me that they're living in Seaton, and there is another Russian-speaking person who is renting them a bunch of apartments there. And there are even stories of people, Ukrainians living in a house where they subdivided rooms. Literally, they subdivided a room into tiny rooms so that you can have like an army of Ukrainian people living in that house. And they're paying for the tiny Tokyo-style room $800 a month to another Ukrainian homeowner who does that, overcharging them for that. They have a schedule to who is cooking when, they're doing their laundries, and who is taking turns, okay? And that's way above the market value, so they are overcharging them and capitalizing on the refugees coming out of Ukraine. Ukrainians living in Calgary as we speak right now. I'm not going to be mentioning names. I don't want to defame or, or potentially take litigation or slander anyone in this video. I don't want to go to court, basically, because they're going to try to capitalize on that too. Anyways, so yeah, there have Ukrainians complain about people overcharging them for apartments they're living in, from a Russian-speaking, maybe Ukrainian, to a person who is overcharging them. Oh my goodness, there's too much of ice. So yeah, they are paying way more rent than Canadians would be paying because they don't know about it, okay? And basically they're coming to Canada and they get ripped off by those people charging them more money for the rent because they don't know the rental prices. Next part about it is jobs in Canada, okay? So what they do is, again, Ukrainians, beautiful people, right? Everything, and this is not all Ukrainians are like that, but this is happening a lot, and I just cannot keep my mouth shut anymore, and I have to speak about it. What they do is they offer people like a minimum wage, contract-based job. So, and they don't know what the difference is between the contract or full-time employment. They go on a contract, they get no benefits, no support, no sick leaves, nothing, and they pay their own taxes. And after taxes, they're working below minimum wage. It's even less than minimum wage here in Alberta, in Calgary. So they're getting screwed majorly. Some of them even agree to work for cash. And they get paid maybe once a month. Sometimes they don't get paid at all because these guys are like, oh, well, I don't have money right now, I'll pay you later. And they get screwed like that. So there are a lot of Ukrainian refugees coming right now here. They don't speak English. They find someone, fellow Ukrainian, who says, yeah, I'll help you, man. We're from the same culture. Let me help you out. I'm going to get you a job. Guys, I'm going to get you a job. We'll talk about that in a moment. So let's talk about the compensation. Contract-based. Basically minimum wage, maybe $1 over minimum wage, and then after taxes you are like below minimum wage, and they make them work hard, like harder than that job is even expected to be. Literally they just take a full utilization of people who don't speak English, scare the crap out of them, and then that same person, a lot of times they would be like, yeah, I'll also provide rent for you. They would overcharge them on rent and underpay them on the job. Next part about it is, okay, searching for a job. Oh, you don't know English, let me help you. They charge them money to get jobs in Canada while they are in Canada. They're like, yeah, you pay me, I don't know how much, guys. I haven't asked the amount, but I can find out from those Ukrainians that I speak to. And, I can only assume minimum $500, maybe a couple of $1,000 to find a job. So yeah, these guys are charging them money to get them an employment. And once those guys get an employment, yeah, so basically they're like, yeah, you don't speak English, that's fine, I'll help you get a job. And then they help them get a job and they charge them money to get that job. Yeah, that's awesome. Then they get them a job and it's underpaid job on a contract basis. Now, like, yeah, I'll help you with the housing. And they'll also charge money for that service for helping them find the housing, and they would overcharge them on housing too. Guys, it's just pathetic. It's just pissing me off. Each time I'm talking about it right now, I'm probably going to make this video in Russian as well, because my Ukrainian is a little bit sluggish, but I speak Ukrainian, but it's going to be just more easier for me. It's already difficult enough for me because I don't almost ever use a Russian language in Canada, so I start to forget the words sometimes, and I feel a little bit uneasy. It's like there's a word in English that I don't remember how to say it in Russian, and it kind of slows me down. And if I start speaking Ukrainian, it's going to be even more complicated. I'll make a separate video in Russian, probably use a couple of Ukrainian phrases there so that people know that I'm from Ukraine. But anyways, it's just pathetic, guys. It's just disgusting. You know, you see so many people coming in. And I know, guys, I know you can probably bring it up. It must have happened to Syrian refugees. It must have happened to other people, you know. But you know, the only thing is, this is what pisses me off about my own people, guys, is that, you know, every other culture, you know, like in decent cultures, you know, there are people running away, getting displaced, you know, against their will. They are literally running for their lives. You know, some of them are running away from conscription because they're literally grabbing people on the street right now in Ukraine and conscripting them to army. So they grab, if you are walking on the street as a man, they grab you and they say you either go and fight or you go to jail as a criminal. So, you know, the entire city, people are just running for their lives. They are coming to Canada. And, you know, they're lucky if they meet some Canadians, you know, and some other cultures and people who've been here, or they meet a bunch of, you know, unfortunately we have these bad apples, this from in Ukrainian community who are, you know, they are really cunning and really nice, and they're here to help, and they take full advantage of people who don't speak proper English, people who struggle with the language, who are in a new country, terrified the hell out of this entire situation. They're like, I don't know, like they're like, yeah, if you don't want to get kicked out, you better listen. And they get feared and taken, scammed and taken full advantage of it out of their savings. They bring thousands and thousands of dollars, you know, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. I've seen Ukrainians coming buying houses for cash. For God's sake, they are coming with a lot of money, bringing them their skills, money. Some of them are still employed internationally. Those guys are a little bit luckier because they have companies that are paying them and they're still can afford living in Canada. Most of those guys work in international companies, do have English language skills, and they don't fall for that scam. But I see that a lot of that happening, and I just really wish that they would meet more Canadians than Ukrainians once they arrive to Canada, because this is just pathetic. This is disgusting and disgraceful, and I have to cover this in this video. Guys, if you are Ukrainians watching this video, okay, just comment down below. If you need a job, just comment down below, guys. I'll send you maybe some temporary agency or something that you can find a job right away. Maybe some general labor or something. I'll just send you the resources that I have available. I don't need any money from you. You don't need to pay anyone any money to get a job in Canada. And guys, you know, I just ask me questions. I seriously think I have to make a bunch of videos in terms of how to find a job in Canada, in terms of how to find rent and what are the prices here and other things, because I feel like lack of information and these deceitful scumbags who are representing a Russian-speaking, not only Ukrainian, but just Russian-speaking community. Some of them are from Belarus, some of them are from Ukraine, some of them are from Russia, but they're like, hey, yeah, because we all kind of understand each other, and they are in Canada, they try to be really sympathetic, and then they take full advantage, and they make money on those people coming from Ukraine, either from rent, by cheating them, not just making money. Making money is fine. What I don't like is overcharging people or underpaying people or charging them for something that there is no charge that has to be done, and I think that's a scam. So let me know in the comments down below what your struggle is, and ask me, and you know, and comment if you need a video in Russian. I have a separate channel. I haven't published there almost nothing, but I feel like now I have to. Let me know and I'll do my best to help you out with what I can, and I'll never ask you for any money, guys. I'll put it on YouTube, I'll send you the resources, everything is publicly available, and I think it's just disgusting that people are doing that. Disgraceful. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and Slava Ukraini! And I wanted to say something else, but people are going to get really upset if I said that, especially Russians. But anyways, see you guys in the next video, and bye for now. Glory to Ukraine and victory for Ukraine. See you soon.